Hello, guys, and welcome to the very first episodes of Empowering Monday, your weekly dose of motivation and inspiration powered by ZRM Studios, a photo and video company. I'm your host, Mark Tabalon, and today we have a very special guest, and she's a very successful person, owns a multi-million dollar company, and believe it or not, she started this during pandemic when the economy is down and all companies are suffering in one of the greatest depression of all time. Let me introduce to you this amazing lady, my mentor, Abby Villanueva.
Good morning, everyone, and it's such an honor to be invited on your first episode of
Thank
this
you so much,
podcast.
madam.
I have a confession to make. I have been dreaming to have my own podcast as well, or to even feature in one podcast, and you made it happen.
There you
So
go.
nice to be here, Mark.
Well, thanks to you, man, because everything happens because of you.
Oh no! We have the universe watching over us.
You attract who you are.
Yes.
Okay, so today I have 5 questions to you, Manang. And the first question that I have for you, Manang Abby, is tell me about how you started your first company and grew it to a multi-million dollar company.
Well, starting AG and Associates is no joke, to be honest. And starting from nowhere to where we are right now is really a process that we have went through. I've already shared this story many times, but it's just a music to my heart when I have the opportunity to share it to everyone, and especially with the different demographic or different viewers as well. So Agent Associates started as an education institution, and we started with AGA Academy. I always call it a dream that we made into reality. I always wanted to, own my own business, and I always dream that I wanted to lead, a group of amazing people to build an empire and to build a legacy. So we started it with a AJ Academy, as you have known, and we started it right smack COVID, like what you said into the intro. We started with one employee, which is me, and it started with one student, which is I don't think I can disclose his name at this point, but we will further. But then that's how this empire had started for two human beings, doing the best that they can and, doing the part or play the part into that process that we are moving forward. Growing into this, like how you describe it, multi-million dollar company, that is so humbling to hear that coming from someone else. It's totally different when you're looking at the figures yourself, and then when someone is verbally
Yes.
saying it to you. Again, it's music to my heart, because when we hit that level, that multi-million dollar level, that just justifies how much people or how much lives have we touched or changed along the process. So that is the core of Agent Associates, is to keep building so that we could be able to share the blessings that we have, and so that we could be able to have the opportunity to touch, if not change, people's lives. So that's the humble beginning of Agent Associates.
It's very amazing because how many students that you guys have right now, Manang?
All right, at this point, we have over 7,000 students active, enrolled at
Wow.
AGA Academy.
And you said you started with just one student.
One student, yes,
So that's how everything happens.
it does. That's where the miracle started.
Yeah, well, I bet there's a lot of struggle during that time because one-man band cannot handle pretty much like a bigger, challenges and stuff like that. So how did you basically, grow from one person to 7,000 people?
It is a process, Mark, and it doesn't happen overnight. This is the most not struggling, but most interesting business process I've ever went through, based on my experiences in running or starting businesses previously in my career. Starting one, it's all about when we had that one student, it's all about building the reputation out of that one student. And that's how business is supposed to be. You have to create your own brand. You have to create your own quality brand, I would say, so that you could be able to build a name into the community. And, in Calgary, building a name here is no joke.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of, competitions. There's a
Competition,
lot
that's right.
of diversity that you have to make sure that you stand out when you're trying to build your own brand. And we struggle on that because a tiny Filipino woman is starting a business in Calgary, never heard. Avi Villanueva had never heard before in the business community in Calgary. So there's a lot of building that we need to do in there. And literally, it's not a physical building, but it's building our reputation, building our brand, building, the services that we offer. So that is where our struggle, came in when we started AJ Academy. Because there's a lot of private career colleges in Calgary. We are just an option. And what makes AJ Academy different? Right? So that is exactly what we focus on, that we lived up into that expectation of the community. When I first come out and discuss to them what AJ Academy is all about and, the core value of AJ Academy, and that is building a diverse community of learners or a hub of diverse learners that whenever they come in here and join AJ Academy, they'll find their own community, that they are being supported, that they're being provided with everything that they need, not only in education, but in total package of their career. So that's the solution of the struggle that we had, at that point in time when we were starting AJ Academy.
That's very, very nice story, Manang. And
it's a lot of work, don't get me wrong.
I know it's probably you probably give up sleep and, do a lot of hard work just to get to where you are today.
A lot of sleepless nights.
Absolutely.
A lot of struggles.
Yes.
A lot of doors shut on my face. A lot of no's. A lot of, a lot of frustration, to be honest. But you know what? As soon as you get the tempo of that music, everything will just follow. So the moment that you get the tempo, all you need to do is dance and dance out all you want, and then you could be able to get into the success that you are looking for.
Wow. That's a very good advice, Manang.
Just waltz in.
Well, let's jump into the second questions that I have over here. So I've known you for 7 months.
Only 7 months? It feels like 7 years.
I know, it's been a long time, Manang. So, but anyways, and I've noticed that you help a lot of Filipino business and community, right? And what is the reason or what is the purpose of why are you helping this small businesses or big businesses in our community? Can you tell me about that, Mana?
Yes, because I know exactly how hard it is to start, that nobody believes in you, that they laugh at your face, they laugh at your business plan. I knock at every single door of every bank in Calgary, and they laugh at me when I presented my business plan for AJ Academy, except for one. And because of that bank believed in me, in this tiny little Filipino lady, with this business plan that I presented to her, she believed in me. And because of that, $50,000 that they allowed me to borrow, I was able to start AJ Academy. Without that, we will nowhere near where we are right now. So I wanted to bridge that gap for these new businesses and new entrepreneurs into the city to make sure that they will not experience that. The experience of being rejected, the experience of being laughed at, it's not a very good feeling. It's not a very good experience. So I wanted to connect to all new entrepreneurs and to new business owners out in the community to extend support. And I normally do my business guidance or my business meetings with them pro bono. I'm not even asking for, for fee or payment, because I just wanted to kind of direct them into the right, direction that they need to be going or doing, or provide them with resources as well, and to shed that light towards them, so that, again, I don't want them to be heartbroken. barely starting their own business and being crushed like that, it's not a good feeling at all. And
Yes.
it just kill that dream in you.
Yes, because like you know what they say is like you are crazy until you're genius. So you're
Exactly.
crazy when you don't have nothing to prove. But you
Exactly.
become genius when you have these results, right?
Exactly. And they start clapping at
Yeah,
you.
exactly. And now people keep asking you. It's like, oh, I know Miss Abby. I know, like the kind
Yeah.
of person of But from the beginning, you were like, yeah, you're just like,
Yeah.
you're just dreaming. Yeah, dream on, girl.
Exactly. Yeah.
For the small business owners,
Mm-hmm.
what advice can you give it to them? So I know it's like it's hard to maybe find like a financial someone to support like
Yeah.
financially, like you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
But what would you advise to them if, like, for example, they haven't met you or they never met like an Abby?
I tell them not to give up, knock on every door that you see, even a window, knock on a window. You just don't know. That window might be owned by someone that have a better understanding and understand how to start a business. And that person might be there to help you. I, I am the kind of a person that don't take a situation like, but I have no option. I ran out of options. I don't. You make options. You go out there and find a solution to your problem. And for entrepreneurs, if you give up that easily, meaning you're not ready to run a business yet. Because I can tell you one thing, even though you start your business right now, there's still a lot of those obstacles in operation as you move forward and to gain more track into your business. You will experience those same kind of things. They will just come in different forms. It can be a difficult partner. It can be a funding that didn't came through. It can be an opportunity. You thought it's a deal that you have closed, but it didn't happen. Different aspects of business, frustration comes in so many different forms. So for the young entrepreneurs, if you're starting up and you feel like, well, I have no options, that's why I didn't move forward. I'm not equipped with much financial resources. That's why I didn't pursue my dream. Stop. Stop right there. Move forward and continue what you believe is your dream. Because no one will come and hand you that dream. It is your dream. So you have to go and get it yourself. Nobody will come and serve it to you in silver platter. You go and craft that platter. You need to make sure that it's silver, and you need to go and get that success or get that business, put it in a platter, and serve it to yourself. That's how business goes.
Wow. That's a very good one, Manang. Because like a lot of people right now is very scared because like when they start a business, it's actually a blank canvas.
Yes.
You don't have your paint, you don't have your brush, nothing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are very scared about that because
Yes.
like they don't know how to, start a business.
Yeah.
However, there are, like you said, people out there that you just knock the door and opens opportunity.
You'll find them.
Exactly. It could be like opportunity of a lifetime. You never know.
Exactly.
But unless you do it yourself, nobody's going to do it for you.
Unless you try,
Yes,
you cannot come back to me and say you don't have an option.
absolutely. I mean, you've done it. You've been there. So,
I know it works.
yes, absolutely. I mean, like, I would rather believe to the person that's done it in the past than the person who's just going to do it.
Exactly. Or writing a book about it.
Exactly. Or even talk about it. That's a very good one, Manang Abby. Okay, so this next question, the third question that I'm going to ask you is very, very, I don't know, I think this is like my favorite topic.
I love
for
it.
like pretty much everything.
Okay.
So for the third question, Manang Abby, is like, how do you handle jealousy and criticism of other people? Because I know you have a bunch of those out there.
I love it. I love it when I'm being criticized. I take criticism as a constructive criticism for me. I always look at them and try to put myself into their shoes and try to look at myself in this microscopic view, the way that they're looking at me. If I see something that I need to improve, within myself based on what they're throwing at me, I'm blessed because in technicality that will just make me better. However, there are people that their own purpose when they're becoming jealous with you is to ruin your reputation. They're trying to, sling mud through you and, whatever you do and to your company. And it's very common into the business world when that happens. And it's so unfortunate. It's way more common into the Filipino community.
Yes.
I deal with them with elegance. I deal with them with professionalism. I deal with them with positivity. And I never, ever show it to them that they got to me. I always present myself to the best of my abilities, that I know this is me. And I'll just present myself that way. Because the moment that you show an indication that they get to you, then they won. They win over you and they win the control over you. Once that you show that you're not affected of what they're trying to do, you're piecing them more. And I love that because that's just the challenge, and that's just how are you going to retaliate to this kind of people? Because you cannot control them.
Yes.
People can just do whatever they want. People can just say whatever they want. People that can just destroy you, behind your back in the community, they can do that. But there's one thing that you can control is yourself on how are you going to respond to that.
Wow.
And for me, the way that I responded is I responded with pure elegance and pure professionalism.
That's a very powerful message, Manang. It's powerful words. Because like what you said to me before, is like I don't align myself to those lower people.
No. That's why they're there.
Yes, exactly.
And that's why they're there, because you're up here.
Yes. And also, what if they like keep doing that to you? Does it bother you at all?
Nah. Again, I'm not giving them that key for them to disrupt my peace and my happiness. The moment, again, that you show it to them that they touch you or that you retaliate, it's just handing them your key. And they're like, here's the key of my life, now destroy my life. You don't want to do that. So keep the key, because that key is your peace, and let them dance whatever music they're dancing on. Who cares? Live your life.
So just like kind of like focus on yourself.
Focus on yourself.
Don't worry about
be
your
more
surroundings.
successful.
Exactly.
Yes, be more successful and let them be your fan.
I mean, some people like they find that like their motivation to become successful in the future. So it's like a lot of people criticizing you, and some people use that as a fuel to become successful in the future.
Exactly.
However, sometimes like if you don't have the right mindset, it actually gets you.
It does.
And do you have any advice to those people who's probably like affecting by those criticism, who's criticizing the people that they probably successful?
Yeah, again, I'll repeat myself. Being an entrepreneur and being successful, is a good motivation for people that would come after you. So my suggestion for these entrepreneurs is to be firm and to grow a thicker skin and making sure that you are not affected whatever they're trying to do out in the community. Let them, because the community will sooner or later see who really has the value of existence, I will call it this way, and who has the right or who is wrong at that point in time. I always believe that once that you own a business, you are the face of it. You are the reputation of your own business. And if you are acting like that, that just shows what kind of a business you have and what kind of a person you are. So when you start welcoming them, this criticism, this negativity, and stuff like that, that will ruin you. You're already into the right track. Don't let them. Let them chase you. Like what I said, they are your cheers, they are your fans. So when you see them, hi fans, you know what I mean? Just give them a smile, You don't have to have a relationship with them. You don't have to.
Yes.
But it's so nice that you are living rent-free in their head. You're living rent-free in their social media because they're talking about you there.
Yes.
It's still publicity. Hey, it's still marketing for me.
Exactly,
so
right.
Use it up.
So more criticism.
More criticism. Bring it on.
Yeah, because there's actually like telling everybody about you.
Exactly.
And when people get to know you, they will be like, oh, this person is different than this person is talking about this person,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. So it's a
So,
free advertisement. It's a free
exactly.
marketing.
There you go, guys. And then let's move on to the fourth question over here, Manang Abby. And I do believe that as an entrepreneur, sometimes we hit up and down, and it's not always butterflies and rainbows.
Oh, yeah.
On the horizon, my question to you is, how do you handle hardship and how do you deal with the situation?
Yes, again. So in every business, like what I said,
Yeah.
you will always reach that success point that everything is fine, everything is good, and
Yes.
stuff like that. And suddenly you will get a dip. That's normal. It's a given. If you are prepared when you are in this amazing stage of your business, if you are prepared for rainy days, it doesn't matter how many dips is coming in into the process, you will be just fine. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to be prepared for these downfalls and for these dips in your business so that when they happens, you're ready and you can still continue to operate the way you should be, the way you should be continuing the process regardless of this. It's hard, I tell
Yes.
you. I think there was, where did I read this? But there is a certain percentage of business owners that when they reach the success, they think everything will just stay there. Wrong. Wrong. There's always another stage, again, that you can go down. So when you're up here, you need to make sure that you're prepared so that whatever happens, you go down, you go up again, everything is the same.
So when you say prepared, Manang, do you prepare like mentally, physically?
Everything, mentally, physically, financially, most of the time. Most important is to make sure that you prepare your business financially so that you will be comfortable when this dips is happening into the process. Mentally is very crucial as well, because even though you're financially prepared, if you are mentally incapable of handling the stress, of coming down of that dip, it's going to be a different ball game as well for you. So there's a lot of requirements for a business owner and entrepreneur. It's not just, yes, you're strong, you have your purpose, you have your core values, you've got an amazing idea, you have this, you're set. No, there's so much nurturing, there's so much learning, there's so much alignment that you do along the process so that you could be able to equip yourselves with everything that you need to move forward, because the game is just getting harder
Yes.
and harder and harder. It's getting more complicated as you move along the way. Being complicated because you're trying to grow. You're not just doing what you have dreamt of doing at the first
Yes.
stage. You will grow. And as you grow your business, it requires a lot more energy, a lot more stress, a lot
Yes.
more, focus, a lot more financial aspect of it, mental aspect of it. So there's so much that you need to understand and you need to learn as you move forward in your business.
So that's why you train yourself mentally and physically.
Absolutely.
And again, for like the business to grow, you need challenges. Otherwise, if you stay the same, you're gonna be
You'll be bored.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're not learning. You're not
Growing.
growing.
Yeah.
And that's very bad for the business.
It is.
Because like when you started your business, the first thing that you wanted to ask yourself is like, how do I grow this business after you started it? right?
Exactly.
So what you're telling me right now is like you are a student for life, because like you keep learning.
Learner for
improving,
life.
your mental health,
Yeah.
your physical body and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's
Always remember this. Sorry to cut you off, Mark.
no worries,
Always
Mark.
remember this. You are your own investment. It's not your business. You are your own investment. Because if you nurture you nurture your business. Other people think it the other way around. I nurture my business, my business nurture me. Wrong. Nurture yourself so that you can nurture your business.
just like you said before, Manang, it's like I came to you and then asked you about like, hey, Manang, how can I improve this area and this area and this area in our business? But you told me it's like, no, you have to focus on yourself first before you can solve this problem. That's what I really like what you said back then.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
this should be like the focus of like the business owners. Instead of them solving the problem outside, they should be like solving the problem internally first. Which
Exactly.
is what you said. It's like improve your mental health, your
Yeah.
physical body,
Yeah.
everything's around you. So,
Exactly.
yeah, thank you so much, Manang, for
No
that.
problem. Yeah, yeah.
So, my last question to you is what advice would you give to a young entrepreneur that is starting out a new business and wants to become successful in the future?
One thing, never give up. If you believe that you have an idea, and if you believe that this idea will create something for you, for the community, go for it. Like what I said a while ago, because no one will come and hand you your dream.
Yes.
You have to go and get it yourself. So there might be a lot of no's along the way. Like, yeah, I don't believe in that. You know what, that idea suck.
Yeah.
Nobody's cheering you when you're trying to pitch in the idea. That happened to me. But guess what? If you continue and to work for that idea and to make it happen and to take it to where you wanted to take it, trust me, you'll become successful. I'm not saying that the road is easy.
Yes.
There's a lot of struggles in there. You need to be physically, mentally, financially prepared so that you could be able to move forward in trying to get to where you wanted as an entrepreneur. And there's so many stages, being an entrepreneur as well. Like what you said a while ago, it's not that when you started your business, you're operating, that's it.
Yes.
If you wanted to take or to up the game of your business, there's so much requirements again that you need to meet. But for those young ones, young entrepreneurs or startup entrepreneurs that are thinking of starting their business right now, you have to focus and to believe in your business. Because if you don't believe in that, no one will. So you are your first customer. You have to sell your business to yourself first and make
Yes.
sure you believe in it before you can come out into the community and convince people to believe in your business.
That's a great advice, Manang. Just a question to follow up the question. So there's a lot of business entrepreneur that wanted to start a business, right? However, how do they know if they're in the right business? Or because like a lot of people are selling like online business, easy
Yes.
money, where you can
Yes.
be a millionaire overnight or like in
Yes.
a week
Yes.
programs or whatever.
Yes.
What would you say to those people?
Always, and this is my advice all the time. Before you start your business, make sure that you personally did your marketing analysis of your business. Making sure that your business is, not a space, but there's an opportunity in the market. Because if you're only starting a business because your neighbor has a business,
Yes.
that doesn't work. You start a business because, you were on Facebook and you see like,
Yeah.
I make a lot of money if I do this, right? That's not the right motivation for doing a business. It requires a lot and enormous studying so that you make sure that you completed a comprehensive analysis before even starting your business. Is there a need in the community? Is there a niche in the community? Do I have an audience for this business? Is this a service that's going to be embraced by the community? Do I have customers if I'm going to sell this? Easy, minor questions that an entrepreneur should have an answer for their own business. Let's not look at social media and look what's selling, and then we'll just copy that and then start our own business as well. Because if you do that, you fail in trying to formulate the sustainability of your business. You may be able to start it,
Yes.
but you cannot sustain it if you did not complete those analyses for your sustainability. And it is important for a business to get that sustainability stamp before you start your business. Because if you don't, you'll be doing what you're doing for the rest of your life.
Yes.
And you can never grow your business.
And I just wanted to add something into that one, Manang. And it comes to having a passion as well of the things that you're doing. Not because one of your friends is selling this or doing this business, you're
Yeah.
just going to copy it because, hey,
Yeah.
they're very successful. Might as well do
They're
the
making a
same.
lot of money, right?
Exactly. Because like in our community, in the Filipino community, I find it that's a very common, right? So for us, like ZRM Studios, when we started photography and videography, people are surrounding us, started their own business doing photo and video.
Correct.
As well. But we are like, we were doing this for a passion, and they were probably doing it because they're seeing us doing it.
Exactly.
And like where we are right now is probably the things that they wanted to have in the future as well, but they're not really passionate about it,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And then these people, either they succeed or not. I would say that they're just wasting their time, basically, right?
It is. And basically and technically, and I always say this, not everyone that can afford to buy a camera is a photographer.
Exactly, man.
It just doesn't work that way.
Yes.
And not everyone that, can teach can be an educator. No. Not everyone that put up a business can be a CEO. No. Not everyone that can calculate numbers can be a COO. No. It requires a lot more detailed aspects or a detailed more, not qualification, but there's more requirements to that
Yes.
so that you could be able to be successful. And like what you said, passion is number one. Even though you're passionate, if you're not qualified to do it, it doesn't work.
Exactly, man.
It doesn't work.
Yes, because this is like another fuel for your success. You need to be passionate about it, or you're just gonna be, complaining about what you're doing because you're not
Exactly.
passionate about it. And the worst thing about that is like you cannot handle the stress because you're not passionate of what you're doing. Reason being is just copying somebody else's success
Correct.
and trying to apply it to yourself.
Exactly. And again, sustainability, gone.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Manang. Well, thank you so much, Manang,
No
for
problem.
having you here today. It's I
It's a
know
pleasure.
this is like the very first episode of this Empowering Monday show. However, like couple days ago, I lost my voice. That's why I talk like this, guys. But this is not actual my voice. It's very different.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much, Manang, for
Welcome.
coming here. Last question, though. Is there any book that you can recommend to this, entrepreneurs that they want to be successful in the future? Is there any books that you might want to share?
I always say this, and a lot of people doesn't like me when I say this, because there is no such thing as a single book published as a roadmap for every entrepreneur. It doesn't work that way. It's not one size fits all. Different businesses has different approach, has different way on how are you going to do it. And what makes it difficult is that the business owners are totally different individuals. So it requires a different way of understanding. It requires a different way of expertise. It requires a different way of skill sets to become successful. So unfortunately, I cannot recommend any book because guess what? You write your own book on how to become a successful entrepreneur.
There you go, guys. You hear the very interesting stories and how Abby Villanueva here became a successful entrepreneur. And thank you so much for tuning in. Again, tune in into this podcast if you wanted to, motivate your Monday
Yes.
and become successful in the future. Thank you so
Amazing.
much, Miss Abby.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, ZRM Studios.